Hey guys, I'm Marcus Buff Bagwell, and I've been lucky enough to be in several feature films in my life, but one of the first, believe it or not, was No Holds Barred with Hulk Hogan. Wow. 1989, 19 years old. I'm from couple, 2, 3 years now. My parents were trying to get me into modeling. I say 2 or 3, probably since I was 14. My mom wanted me to be a model, so it was, I do little things and, I had a resume and a little book you carried around with your portfolio and I tried to go to do these things. And, back then you had to go to it wasn't no online stuff. You had to go do every appearance. You had to do the speaking or trying out. And with sports, it was really tough to do the modeling thing because you're really busy with sports, So, but every time I had a chance, I would do it. And this is one of those things that the agency I was with at the time calls me up. No Holds Barred is being filmed in Atlanta, Georgia. And so we go down. I think it was $75 a day is what you got paid. All day long you're there, and I can't remember what high school it was at, but it was a high school in Atlanta. And keep in mind, now really try to get with me on this. Wrestling is the farthest thing from my mind. So you got to get with me on that during this story because I don't know Hulk Hogan. I never met Hulk Hogan. Never thought I would meet Hulk Hogan. Didn't care if I ever did meet Hulk Hogan. Wasn't that big a wrestling fan as we talked about it. I mean, loves 5, 6, 7, 8 guys, but never, if I missed it on TV, I didn't die. It was not, wrestling wasn't my life. So you've got to understand this. Pro wrestling is not even in my memories. There's nothing in there. So we go to the movie No Holds Barred. We're there, and we had a Q&A with the Hulk, and so of course I asked him about steroids at 19. I was taking the Dianabol at the time, and I think it's what I was doing, and probably some tests and something else. But I wanted to know if he would be honest about it, and I was curious. So I raised my hand at 19 and, hey Hulk, did you, and he said no, and he may not ever have in his life. He's a big guy, who knows, but he did tell me no, and he was real nice about it and all that. And then I remember that day of shooting, I saw his trailer, and the spread of food at his trailer, it was outside, and you really couldn't tell if it was everybody's or just his. So I'm eating off this table, and Hulk comes out and he goes, "Can I help you?" And I said, "I'm sorry, brother." He goes, "No, brother, go ahead." Because I was probably 185 muscle. I was muscular for sure. And he was like, "Oh, go ahead, brother. Looks like you need to feed them pythons, And I was like, "Yeah, brother, yeah." So all day long we do this shooting, and the scene I was in was a helicopter is taking off, and so they got a big fan that's blowing on us, and we're looking up at the helicopter taking off. And so I've got a picture of that where it's taking off, and Hulk's right here, and I'm right in the background. No facial hair, 19 years old, Marcus Alexander Bagwell, very young cat. And so that's the scene we did. And then I remember, after shooting that, it feels like I'm making it up because it seems like it was 10 years before I made it to pro wrestling. But from the day I graduated high school to the day I signed with WCW, that would have been September of 91, you're talking about 3 years at the most. That is the day I graduated, not having any idea I wanted to pro wrestle. I was in the WCW in 3 years. There is so much luck involved with that. So much luck. So then you got to figure, in that 3 years, I went to the Atlanta School of Massage for 10 months. I was trying to be a model and actor. I was bodybuilding. My parents had gone broke. I was trying to live and survive. I was stripping also at the time, trying to make money. I was just trying to make money and trying to stay alive and trying to stay afloat. Well, fast forward 6 years, and I'm in the NWO with Hulk Hogan, and I bring him that picture, and I go, Hulk, I go, do you recognize this picture? He goes, oh yeah, bro, that's no holds barred. I go, do you recognize that guy right there? And he goes, no, I don't recognize him. I go, that's me. He goes, you're kidding me. So try to think about this. Try to think about 19 years old. I'm in a movie with Hulk Hogan, and if somebody would have walked up to me that day and said, hey, brother, in 6 years, you're going to be making $500,000 a year wrestling on TV with Hulk Hogan. There's no way you would believe that. There's no way you would. But that is life, and that is what life does. But man, great experience. I say a lot, you can't make this up, because a lot of stuff like that happens to me. And you just, sometimes when you're telling a story, the story is so crazy, it's just, you can't even make it up. That's one of them. You can't even make up a story that you're in a movie at 19 making $75, and 6 years later you're making $500,000 with Hulk Hogan. It's crazy, but Hulk was a great guy then. He was super nice that day. And like I said 1,000 times before, he was super nice at WCW. He was Hulk Hogan. He had his own private room, but he still ate with us, hung out with us, and did all the same stuff with us. He was a great guy. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button to stay in the loop for all future videos. And if you're interested in cool NWO shirts like this one right here, or other wrestling sports merch, click the link at the top of your screen or in the description of this video to jump over to Fanatics and place your order today.